my wasabis, this is Jirbie from Couchwasabi. In today's video, I will share with you a quick session of my EO 101, plus your basics in dilution and diffusion. And I will also share with you what's inside the old Young Living Premium Starter Kit. So this is the version 1, the one that has purification and RC in it. If this is something that you'd want to see, please keep watching. Okay, basically for today, we will talk about your EO 101 or your essential oil basics. If you haven't had the chance to catch one of my IG lives, don't worry, I post my schedule on Instagram at HappyOilerPH, so you can join with me interactively and shoot your questions during the session. But for today, I will just cover the basics, the main things that I talk about during my live sessions. Here are the guide questions. So number 1, what are essential oils? Number 2, we will be talking about diffusion and dilution. And then I will share with you how to make your own roller blend and what is a master blend. And then we will be talking about carrier oils. What are the carrier oils that I like? The sources of my carrier oils, where do I normally get them? We will be talking about ingestion because it is a hot topic. I never miss ingestion. And we will be talking about some practical tips when you're starting your oiling. For example, what do I use for labeling, the bottles, where do I get them, and I will be sharing with you what's inside the Young Living version 1 PSK. But before we start the session, let me just introduce myself. I am Jirbie of Couchwasabi. I've started my oiling journey last June, and it actually started because of a spark of curiosity. I was suffering heavily from my allergic rhinitis, and I was looking for ways to deal with it naturally. I have been drinking a lot of antihistamines. I have been drinking Alerta, and I wanted to, stop that cycle of having to pop a medicine every single day just to manage my rhinitis. So I started researching about essential oils and bought my first set from Plant Therapy. If you have been following me in my YouTube channel, I'm sure you've seen my first EO video, and it was all about Plant Therapy and Eden's Garden. I still love those brands. I still use them. And then, as I go along, I decided to try Young Living. And since then, I've been really enjoying discovering the uses of all these oils. So basically, an essential oil is a very concentrated form of substance, usually that is plant-derived. It's highly volatile, meaning it evaporates so fast. And essential oils aren't really oils per se. Technically, they aren't really oils because they don't contain fatty acids to make up an oil. Basically, they are a concentrated form of the plant. Therefore, you don't really need a lot to harness the therapeutic benefits of the essential oil. So what are carrier oils? As the name goes, carrier oils are the ones that carries the essential oil inside your body. As I've mentioned earlier, essential oils are highly volatile, meaning it evaporates so fast. That's why you need your carrier oils to help it stay on your skin a little longer, plus it helps carry your essential oils inside your body. The common carrier oils that you can find are VCO or virgin coconut oil. I really love VCO for topical application, for example, for my body because it's very nourishing. It smells amazing. For me, I really love the smell, although I know some people who are not really into the coconut smell. If you don't like the smell but you want the benefits of virgin coconut oil, then go for fractionated coconut oil. Fractionated coconut oil is a little more processed version of your coconut oil. Therefore, there are more nourishing properties in your VCO that's not in your FCO, but your FCO, since it's a little more processed, it took a little more process, it is more shelf stable. They say that your FCO don't really expire, but your VCO expires in about 2 years. Another common carrier oil that you can see nowadays are your sunflower oil and your sweet almond oil. We also have castor oil and rosehip oil. Castor oil is great for blood circulation, so if you're planning to make a massage oil, castor oil is amazing. Get your rosehip oil if you want to do a facial serum, for example, a hair serum or nail serum, because your rosehip oil has vitamins A and E, so it's really great for your hair, skin, and nails. Of course, would I miss my favorite Organic Associates Moroccan Argan Oil. Like your rosehip oil, this one is also amazing for your stretch marks, for your skin, for your face. So if you want to incorporate your essential oils with your beauty regimen, for example, go get your rosehip oil, your argan oil, and your jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is also amazing for the skin. So here's an example of your jojoba oil. This one and your rosehip oil and your Moroccan argan oil are actually very great for your hair, skin, and nails. It has all the properties to nourish your skin. We also have the new aloe vera serum. Your aloe vera serum is great also for the skin because aloe vera in itself is very hydrating. So if you're dealing with eczema, for example, if you're dealing with skin asthma, if you're dealing with psoriasis, this is a great oil to use. Having said that, we have all these amazing carrier oils available in the Philippines. So how do you pick your carrier oils? Basically, you have to choose the oil, the carrier oil that complements the intended purpose of what you're going to make. For example, you are making a facial serum. For example, like as I've said earlier, if you're making your massage oil, go get castor oil because castor oil stimulates blood circulation. If you're planning to do something for the face, go for a carrier oil that has vitamins A and E or something that's nourishing for the skin. For beginners, I recommend for you to get either sweet almond oil or sunflower oil because those two oils are very light on the skin. It's lightly textured, the smell is very light, and it's easily absorbed by the skin. So if you're looking for something that's a little more well-rounded for beginners, I would choose your sunflower oil or your sweet almond oil. Where do you normally get these oils? You can check your local grocery. This is actually from the grocery. It's available in your regular SM grocery because Tesco is a UK brand that is imported by SM here. And you can also check out healthy options. You can also check out, health food stores, and you can check out online. Cedar Alley is available online. You can check their Instagram, or I will link them down below. If you're interested to buy this Organic Associates Moroccan Argan Oil, I will also link them below. Okay, now that we are done with carrier oils, what do you mean when you say a master blend? For example, that's one of the first things that you will do when you get your oil set, right? I want to make my own roller blend. Okay, so I'm sure you have tried searching for a lot of recipes online. I'm sure you have searched for recipes, for example, for cough and cold, for example, for immune boost, or for pains. And you have seen a lot of these recipes sometimes would take, what, 10 drops of oils, for example, 20 drops of oils. Let me just remind you to please do not be impressed by all of these recipes available online. There are a lot of misinformation going around on the internet. I've seen recipes, for example, 30 drops of essential oils in a 10 ml bottle. That is way too much. How would you know if enough is enough? In a 10 ml bottle, normally, you only need about 2.5 to 5% dilution rate. If you are dealing with for example, an acute illness, you can go up to 10%. Now, we have a dilution chart easily available here. This is something that you can save off from my Instagram, so don't forget to follow @HappyOilerPH. This dilution chart is there. You can save it in your phone and have it as your reference. So basically, we have broken down what is the ideal dilution percentage for the intended user. And this goes by age. But there are cases of exception. For example, for infants, the recommended percentage is 0.5%. For 3-year-old and below, it's recommended at 1% dilution rate. If you are using something, for example, a facial serum that you will use every day, or for example, you're gonna be doing a face cream that you plan to use every day, stick with 1% so that you don't, overexpose your body with these essential oils. You go for 1.5 if you are dealing with an elderly, but you can also go up to 2.5 depending on the health condition of the user. So for normal people, for example, for a normal adult, the standard dilution rate is 2.5%. This is equivalent to 15 to 20 drops per 30 ml. Now, for treatment or wound healing, go for 5%, and for something that's acute or something that comes back often, for example, your chronic back pain or anything that's really, you need something strong, go for 10% and above. But you use these formulations 10% and above for a limited number of days. For example, in the first 2-3 days of being sick, and then after that, you go back to your 2.5% dilution. People have been asking me, can I expose my newborn child to essential oils? To be honest, the answer on that would be no. Please don't expose your newborn baby to any essential oil, not until they reach 6 months or 3 months at least. So 3 months is actually one of the recommended safe number where you can start introducing your child to essential oil. But I would recommend for you to stick with 6 months or more, or maybe limit the exposure of your child. If you want to, for example, enjoy your essential oils, probably you can go to another room just to make sure your newborn baby will not be exposed to any essential oils. This is because a child's skin is more sensitive and it's very, very thin, so it's more permeable by these essential oils. And as I've said earlier, essential oils are very concentrated forms of plant constituents. The effects, positive or negative, of these essential oils would be magnified on your child. So just to be safe, don't expose your newborn baby to any essential oils. So let me also share with you the recommended dilution rate depending on your skin condition. Okay, so for irritated and sensitive skin, the recommended dilution rate would be 0.25%. It's a little low because the skin is already irritated. You don't want to introduce a little more substance to aggravate the current condition, right? For oily skin, you can go for 1.5%, and make sure to use oils that would balance your skin, would control your sebum. And for acne prone, go for 5% because you're battling with bacterial growth. Like for acne, you can use 5% dilution rate of your tea tree oil or your lavender oil, right? And then next, for muscle pain, if you're dealing with body sores, muscle fatigue, you can go for 5% to 10%. In fact, I have one here. This is my Relax and Relief blend. I actually used my Deep Relief oil in here because I actually have my pan away, and it's my favorite oil. It's one of my favorite Young Living oils. That's why I have a bigger bottle. And I normally let my friends try it, and it's amazing. It works on almost everyone. Not until I have one friend who didn't feel any improvement with it. And I was baffled. How can that happen? It works on everyone I let it try with. And that's when I realized, the oils that may work for me and for most people may not work for some. So essential oils are very personal, as I would say. Relationship? So I decided to find another formulation, find another set of oils that I could concoct for that friend, and came up with Relax and Relief. So basically this is Young Living's Deep Relief plus a couple of other oils. And when I gave this to my friend, it smells a little different from my Panaway blend, but this one works for him. So it's amazing, right? So going back, for muscle pain, you can do something that has a 5% to 10% dilution rate. If you're talking about insect bites, you can go for 10% to 20%. So you can grab your citronella, you can grab your lavender, and whip up something to combat those pesky mosquito bites away. Okay? So the general guidelines for different applications would be, for facial or cosmetics, go for 0.2 to 1.5%. You don't really want to put a lot of essential oils on your face because allergic reaction might happen. I learned this the hard way. I tried putting tea tree oil neat on my face, and instead of improving my acne condition at that time, I had an allergic reaction. So it was really horrible. I had so many hives, and it was devastating. I mean, when you try to fix something and it gets worse, it's just devastating. So the lesson to that, never ever apply your oils neat. I think one of the safest oils that you can use neat is only lavender, and lavender alone. So all the other oils that you see, please refrain from using it neat. Just, get your favorite carrier oil and whip up something before putting it on your skin. Also, be careful with hot oils. What do you mean when I say hot oils? These are oils that make your body feel hot. For example, your clove is a hot oil, your cinnamon bark is a hot oil, and your oregano is a hot oil. I've heard that hot oil is not real, but I would think that it's only a descriptive group or a descriptive category. It's not really an official category maybe in the oiling world, but you know, we can just call these oils as hot oils, right? Because it's true, they're hot. I also learned this recently. I was making a blend for a friend, and I know sometimes when your essential oil bottles would have bubbles on the tip, you know, the drop won't come out. So I just blow it off just to pop the bubble. And by doing that, some of the cinnamon bark splattered on my face. It was horrible. It was really hot. When those things happen, for example, when you accidentally pour an essential oil, for example, on your face or, God forbid, in your eye, the first thing that you will do, always remember, is to grab a carrier oil and splatter it on your face or on your eye. I know it sounds weird, but that's the first thing you will do, because remember, your oils and your water would never mix. So even if you go to wash it off with water, it won't improve. I've tried it. When the cinnamon bark oil went here on my face, I went directly to the sink and got this sunflower oil and drenched my face with it. And after a few seconds, you know, the burning sensation went away. It was having a burning sensation. It was really scary. Okay, so moving on, for body massage, you can go for 1.5 to 3%. For your bath and body products, for example, if you're planning to make your body scrub, your salt scrub, your sugar scrub, or a body wash, you can go for 1% to 4%. And then for specific problems, for example, if you're planning to make a roller blend for PMS, menstrual pain, you can go with 4% to 10%. And for pain, extreme pain, for example, you got injured, for example, broken toe or, you know, broken bones, you've got wounds, you can go for 5% to 20%. So those are the recommended dilution percentages that you can use depending on the application, depending on the age, and depending on the intended purpose. Okay, so what about phototoxic oils? Phototoxic oils are actually citrus oils, wherein these oils normally lose their therapeutic benefits or normally degrades when you expose them to heat and sunlight. So these are lime, lemon, citrus oils like orange, mandarin, tangerine, bergamot, and all these citrus oils. And these oils would need special care in terms of storage, in terms of the components that you will use. For example, if you're planning to make your blend, because when you're dealing with citrus oils, it's highly recommended for you to use an amber glass colored bottle when making the blend, plus a metallic roller ball on the end. So, for example, this is a colored bottle and this is a metallic roller at the top. So there are rollers that would use plastic ball rollers. That would be fine if you're not using any citrus oil. Also, I have heard that other people prefer the plastic ones because in time, there are chances that this metal roller would fall off because it's a little heavier than your plastic component. That is the reason why I really invest in these Young Living Aroma Glide fitments. So Aroma Glide fitments are, you know, these components that instantly turns your essential oil bottles into a roller bottle. So these fitments are very easy to attach. So these are regular essential oil bottles, 10 ml essential oil bottles, but I have converted them instantly as a roller blend bottle. What I love about these Aroma Glide fitments are the components is metal on metal. So you're sure that the metal ball will never ever fall off in the long run. Also, it's very easy to attach. Let me just show you. Use the cap and then just pull it on the sides. There you go. It removes easily. How would you put it back? Just use the cap and then twist it. It helps secure your roller ball back into place. Very simple, right? Now, going back to the question, what if I've seen all these recipes that needs me to blend, for example, 10, 12, or more essential oils in the 10 ml bottle, but I only need, for example, 1% or 0.5% because it's for my child, and it only needs a drop. How can you do that? How can you put in 12 oils but I only need a drop? That is where you will make your master blend. A master blend is something where you put all your oils in a spare bottle. It can be a spare essential oil bottle. It can be a spare roller ball bottle. You know, a spare bottle that you can put in all the oils that you need to mix the synergy or to mix the blend, and then just store it as an essential oil bottle like this. So for this blend, this is actually my money magnet blend. They say that it attracts positivity, positive vibes, and abundance. And the money maker or the money magnet blend normally needs what? 12? Normally needs 12 plus oils. But of course, if you're planning to make your own roller blend, you only need what? 6 drops? 10 drops at most? So it's best if you're dealing with a lot of oil components, make your master blend, store it separately, and then when you have to make your oils, your roller blends, you can just grab your master blend and drop away. And now that we have covered dilution and making your own roller blends and your master blend, let us talk about diffusing. Making your roller blend and diffusing are the most common ways of applying your essential oils to your body. So those are the 2 applications that we will be covering for this session. Okay? So for diffusing, your kit normally comes with a diffuser, right? If not, you can buy your own diffuser on the internet or in the malls. It's actually very prevalent nowadays. My favorite diffuser, as you may know, are waterless diffusers. These diffusers are the ones that you just have to screw in your essential oil bottles. Don't have to put any water. Just screw it in and then just spray away or mist away. Now with your Young Living kit, it only comes with your Dewdrop diffuser, and that's okay too. It's a 100 ml diffuser, so the recommended drops when you're about to use it is about 4 drops to 10 drops. So when you're using it for the first time, I tell my members to put 4 to 6 drops max since you're doing it for the first time, and as you go along you can probably increase it up to 10. 10 is the max. If you have a child or a minor, for example, a kid 10 years old, 6 years old and below, just stick with the lower range, just so you know your bodies won't be shocked by the new substances that's going around in the in your air. Okay, so for diffusion, the optimal time of diffusing is actually 30 to 45 minutes. This is what we were told in school. By the way, I'm actually taking my certified aromatherapist course at New York Institute of Aromatic Studies, and in that school we were taught the safe practices and the correct ways to use your essential oils. And basically most other diffusers would have timers. Like the waterless diffusers that I use, they normally come with timers, 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But sadly, your Young Living won't have that because I think the timer would only come in the more expensive diffusers, like in your Rainstone diffuser and your Aria diffuser. But for the Dewdrop, I think it runs for 4 hours consistently. So I would suggest for you to time your diffuser. For example, set your timer up to 45 minutes to an hour. An hour would be the most, because we were taught in school that the optimum time of you diffusing is only up to 45 minutes. And when you reach that point, the effects on your body is not really going up. It's just slowing down, going down, going down. Therefore, you are just wasting the oils that you are diffusing all throughout the night. I've also been asked a couple of times, for example, I've diffused, for example, thieves and lemon for that night, and I didn't finish my essential oil infused water in the diffuser. What can I do with that? You can always reuse it up to 3 days. After your 3rd day, you have to throw it away because of all the dust that may accumulate in it, right? So instead of throwing it away, maybe you can just pour it in your toilet bowl and then let it just sit there so that it becomes an aromatic water for your bathroom. And that is also the reason why I prefer waterless diffusers, because it's a no-brainer basically. So if you're gonna ask me what is my recommended waterless diffuser, I am really loving my Organic Aromas waterless diffuser. I featured it in my EO 101 IG live, and I featured a review in my channel. I will just link it up here. And I've been really loving it because of the ease of dropping of oils, and you know, you can smell the essential oils in the first few seconds of diffusing. I really love that diffuser. Second to that, I'm really loving Aromas waterless diffuser, the white one, the one that I've been raffling off in all of my workshops. That is also amazing. It's very portable, it's USB rechargeable, so it can go cordless. You can bring it out of town. You can't really do that with your Organic Aroma because you're dealing with a lot of sensitive parts like the glass components. So for your Aroma, it's very affordable. It's available on Lazada. For your Organic Aroma, it's a really good table centerpiece. It's really beautiful. If you're into the smell, I know you would appreciate that. But if you want something that is easy to handle, for example, that's not too fragile, then go for the Aroma waterless diffuser. By the way, I will be having my essential oils workshop on April 28th at Yoga Plus in Podium Mall. So if you are interested to join me in my workshop, we're going to be having a simple EO 101, simple make and take plus 1 hour yoga care of Yoga Plus. I will be putting the link down below so you can register. Pre-registration is required, and I hope to see you there. What's great about that session is that I will be giving away a bottle of this Moroccan argan oil. This is worth $1,299. So I will be giving this away to everyone who will be attending my class on April 28th. Also, everybody who attends to that workshop is eligible to win my favorite Aroma waterless diffuser. So I will be putting the picture here if you want to know what it is, or I will be putting the review up here. I know I've reviewed that diffuser previously. So if you're interested to bring home this amazing Moroccan argan oil that I've been using on my face as my serum, and to try the waterless diffuser for free, don't forget to join my workshop. So going back to diffusing, your diffuser, your Dude Up diffuser normally runs for 4 hours straight. So I highly recommend for you to set your timer and, you know, do it maximum of 1 hour. I normally diffuse only 30 minutes because when you read your books, when you read your facts, on the 22nd minute, all of these essential oils have reached all the cells in your body. So anything more than that is not really productive. It's actually counterproductive after 22 minutes. That's why we were told in school that optimally you should only diffuse up to 30 minutes to 45 minutes if you're dealing with, for example, a sickness or an infestation in your house. But anything more than 45 minutes is not really productive. It's actually just wasting your oil. How would you know if you should stop diffusing? For example, if you have been diffusing the same set of oils, for example, for 3 to 4 days consecutively, I would highly suggest for you to take essential oil breaks. What are essential oil breaks? Basically, these are days that you should not diffuse or apply any oil topically. Simply put, don't expose you and your family to any essential oil for a couple of days after diffusing for a number of days consistently. For example, if you have been diffusing for 5 days straight, then stop diffusing, stop having contact with essential oils for the next 3 days. Also, if you have been diffusing, it's ideal that you switch up your oils because our bodies tend to get immune by the effects of these oils. In fact, when you diffuse your oil, for example, if I diffuse my sweet orange and ilang-ilang, that's my favorite combination. If I diffuse it after 20 minutes, you can't really smell it anymore. You become nose blind because your body is accustomed to it. So how much more if you diffuse it for the next 5 days, right? So you won't really appreciate your oil. Plus, it's kind of wasting your oil because you're not really feeling it anymore. That's why you have to take your breaks or maybe switch up your oils and then go back into appreciating them. Okay, so let's talk about Ingestion. I know Young Living is a brand that is famous to tell people that they can ingest. Ingestion is actually something very sensitive to some people. Some people can get so riled up about it. But I'm just sharing with you my personal stand. I don't really promote ingestion simply because I'm a nobody right now, right? I'm just a lay person like you and me. We are not even medical practitioners. I haven't really gotten any medical degree, so I know I'm not qualified to recommend ingestion to anyone, especially that I am very new into oiling. I have just started last June. I haven't even been doing this for a year. And even if you have been doing this for a long time, as long as you're not a medical practitioner, as long as you're not a certified aromatherapist, you shouldn't be telling people that it's okay to ingest. So ingestion is a very hot topic in the way that people get really violent about it. But simply put, what you should remember when you are presented with the idea of ingestion is that just go back to basics. I've done a full video about this and I would repeat it to anyone over and over again. Your oils and your water don't mix. So every time you put your lemon essential oil in a cup of water, the oils would just be sitting on top. And these oils, when you drink it, your citrus oils, remember I mentioned that you should handle your citrus oils a little differently because they're a little stronger than the rest of the oils in your kit. Your citrus oils can actually break down plastic. An experiment that you can do is that you can put a drop of your favorite citrus oil, for example your lemon oil or your sweet orange oil, just put a drop of it on a styrofoam container and wait for it the next day and watch what happens with it. Basically, you will see your styrofoam having a little hole where you put your essential oil drop. That's how strong your essential oil, that's how strong your citrus oil is. It can break down your plastic overnight. Imagine what it can do to your throat, down to your stomach, because it will land on your stomach. So if you drink that every day, if you drink your glass of water with a drop of lemon oil thinking that you would lose weight, imagine you are just doing those harm to your stomach eventually in the long run. Not unless maybe you are guided by a medical practitioner to do that, but I would highly expect that no doctor would ever want you to do that, because there have been medical reports that people have been injured severely by doing this. Also, when you put your peppermint oil in your coffee to recreate a peppermint mocha, please don't use your essential oils as a flavoring to anything that is just water. If you so much want to do that, I would highly suggest for you to do it safely. So what's the workaround on that? Just instead of putting your essential oil straight to your water, get a dispersing agent. What's a dispersing agent? A dispersing agent is something that you can use to help your oil bind with your water scientifically, to help them, blend more or blend better together. So a great dispersing agent or a great binding ingredient that you can use is your honey. If you want to put your lemon drop to your cup of water, get a spoonful of honey. 1 drop of lemon in a spoonful of honey first before you stir it in your cup of water and before you drink it. That's a little safer at least. Or if you want to incorporate your peppermint as a flavoring, you can do so in baking, because then you will put your peppermint oil in your, for example, your dough or whatever that you're trying to do, and then bake away. But never ever put your essential oil drop in your water. Just put something else, like put honey or a tablespoon of VCO if you want. That's a little safer way to do it. I'm not saying I'm totally against ingestion. Ingestion is actually a practice that originated from French aromatherapy, which, by the way, I am also taking as part of my course. So in time, I know I will be credible enough to advise ingestion, because it's something that I'm really curious about, and I know it works. That's why people are doing it. It's just that a lot of them are misguided. So I'm really trying my best to educate people, to tell them what's right from what's hearsay. So after ingestion, let us talk about my recommended essential oil books. As you may know, if you get your Premium Starter Kit with me, it comes with the Essential Oils Pocket Reference book. I will put the picture here. Okay, this book is a 400-page ring-bound book that you can use. It contains all the essential oils, singles, and all the Young Living blends. And it has like a search for your medical issues. For example, if you want to search about migraine, it has an index for that, so you can search per oil, per blend, or per health issue. And it also has recipes in it. So this book, the Essential Oils Pocket Reference book, is this thick. It's about an inch and a half thick, and it normally costs for $30. It's about 1,500 pesos, but I am actually giving it to you. If you want to avail your Young Living kit from me, I'm actually giving it for free, so you don't have to buy it anymore. It's part of your kit. Aside from that book, I am really enjoying a couple of these essential oil books that you can use. I've recently purchased new books. I normally check out Amazon for books because I find, especially if you have your iPad, it's actually more cost effective if you buy it from Amazon because number one, the electronic version is cheaper. Number two, it saves space. Everybody wants to save space, right? Okay, so let me just show you my favorite books. Okay, I'm sure you have heard of this. This is the book from Valerie Verwood. This is one of the most popular books that you can read. It's a thick book if you see the physical copy. And then another book that I would recommend is this, Essential Oils Natural Remedies. There you go. And then another book that I would recommend is this one. I've recently purchased this just a couple of days ago, and it's great for beginners, and it has a couple of recipes that you can follow. So this one, Essential Oils for Beginners. And then I also like this, the blue one. This is on sale a couple of days ago. It was only $2 plus. There you go. So this book, you can search these books on Amazon. And yeah, there you go. Those are the 4 books that I would recommend for you to buy if you are a beginner and if you want to read more about essential oils. Okay, so what are the EO brands that I like? Okay, I'm not really brand sensitive. I try a lot of brands because in school we were taught to try as much oils as we can. We're actually encouraged to become more explorative in oils. You know, try as much brands as you can. And while we have a recommended list of companies that we can try, I love that in school we are encouraged to get educated, to become educated enough to make proper decisions about the use of these essential oils and not be brand sensitive. I mean, if you have not experienced or smelled a lot of oils, how would you know which one is the better one, right? If you've only, for example, if you've only eaten in one restaurant, how would you know it's the best restaurant when you have only tried just one? So that's the philosophy that our school has been teaching us. And yeah, I mean, that's very true. Why would you become so attached to a brand when there are a lot of other brands available online all over the world that you can try? And for sure, you know, I love my Young Living oils. There are Young Living oils that are really staple in my kit. For example, Panaway is my favorite. I will never ever switch it to any other oil. Deep Relief is also a favorite of mine. Frankincense is also something I really love from Young Living. I've also tried Oracacia. I've tried their Citronella. I really love it. I've also tried, I'm sure you've seen me try Eden's Garden. I have a couple of Eden's Garden oils in here. I've also had Now. You can also trust Casa de Lorenzo. This is a local oil that you can buy. Another local brand that I love is Zelaroma. Zelaroma is amazing. I really love their sweet orange. This is the best for me, combined with my Young Living Ilang Ilang. It's really great to help me sleep. It's just really fragrant. And then you can also try other oils like Florihana, RMO. There are other oils, you know, online available for everyone to try. So how would you know if your essential oil is good or bad? What I tell my members is that if you find a new essential oil brand, what you can do is ask them if they have GCMS documentations available for the consumer to see. If they start telling you, oh, it's not available for public viewing, or we don't really have that, then that's a red flag. Because all these essential oils should have the GCMS test to prove that their oils are really pure. Our GCMS test would show you what's inside the oil, if its purity, and it's a standard for these essential oil companies to take as part of their audit or third-party checking. So if the brand that you are using specifically doesn't have that documentation, then I would suggest for you to stay away from it and find another brand that has GCMS tests that they are willing to show everyone. I know there are sources online that you can check if your essential oil has passed that test or not. Like, I know Eden's Garden has tests per batch of production. Plant Therapy also has those kinds of tests. doTERRA and Young Living has their own in-house testing. It's up to you as to which essential oil brand that you want to patronage. So finally, I would like to share with you where I normally get my supplies. For example, I get my carrier oils from the groceries. These are from the grocery. You can also get them online from Cedar Alley. You can also get your Castile soap, for example, if you are planning to make your own body wash or dishwashing detergent. You can get your Castile soap from them. Or you can also get Dr. Bronner's from Landers or SNR, but these are very, very cost-effective. And sometimes Casa de Lorenzo does buy one, take one, so it's really affordable. And then for the bottles, like these bottles, you can buy them off from Shopee. And people have been asking me what I use for labeling. I really love my Brother labeler. So I know I've done a video about this, maybe in my favorites, but I've been really loving this, and I've bought labelers for my family because it's really amazing. As you can see, most of my blends will carry the Brother prints because it's oil proof, it's UV proof, it doesn't fade, and it sticks amazingly. So yeah, those are the supplies that I normally use. Moving on, I have saved the best for the last. Is what's inside the old premium starter kit. So this is the old PSK, or what they call version 1. Here's how it looks like. Ta-da! Okay, your info card. Okay, so in here you can see we still have RC, which is great for respiratory issues. You have your purification. I don't really like this personally, but most moms I know prefer this because it's great for bug bites, for insect repelling. It has citronella in it, and it's very timely because, you know, we've been having a lot of mosquitoes lately. It's summer, so this is an oil that's in demand for this season. The other oils are the same with the new kit. If you want to know more about these, I'll just link up here my PSK video so you can learn more about the other oils. And then here's what's underneath. So the old kit would have the 2 Ningxia, the same stress away bottle and your Aromaglide fitment, your 2 ml gram bottles, and then your cards, info cards, plus the old sachets that you can put inside your info cards and give away to friends. So that's the only difference with this kit versus the new one, which has the Citrus Fresh and the Raven oil. So what's the difference between your RC oil and your Raven oil? Your RC oil is great for younger children. Your Raven oil is great for 10 and above. That's why I tell you that most moms I know prefer the old ones, especially if they have young kids. They prefer getting the version 1 than the version 2. Anyway guys, I guess I've covered enough for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have other questions, don't forget to shoot them through my Instagram or through my Twitter and use the hashtag AskJirbie. So this hashtag AskJirbie is actually a live hashtag. You can use it anytime so I can answer your questions anytime. And as soon as I have pulled in enough questions for another IG live session, I will be announcing it on my Instagram. That's at HappyOilerPH. And if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to share this on your Facebook wall so that your friends will know more about essential oils. And I hope to see you in my next workshop, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!